Welcome back. This is Anil Sharma, motivational speaker, corporate trainer and life coach. Do you think having sheer amount of talent, do you think that God has given you talent in any particular field, and having that sheer amount of talent, having that sheer talent is the guarantee enough to get succeed in any particular field of life or in any chosen domain of life which you want to get succeed in? Then today's video is for you. Having talent, if God has gifted you with a trait, if God has gifted you with a skill, or God has given you a particular talent in a particular domain, is one thing. But until and unless you do not mix that talent with planning, meticulous planning, until and unless you do not mix that talent with patience approach, lot of patience, if you do not inculcate in your personality, and most importantly, if you do not mix that talent with a perseverant approach in the face of setbacks, how you gather yourself and then how you collect yourself and then how you make plan afresh and move ahead, chances are you will not get succeed in life. Friends, when I was in class 4th or 5th, in that class 4th or 5th, I don't exactly remember, my primary class teacher told a story about a hare and tortoise. I think most of you also must have heard about this story. So one day a race was organized between hare and tortoise. Hare was naturally gifted. Hare was naturally talented for sprints, for running fast. Tortoise was not naturally gifted, but during the course of the race, because hare was overconfident, he stopped. He took a halt to take a nap, and that nap became the reason for his defeat. We all know this story. This story teaches us a very important lesson. At the end of the day, this is a very famous quote by Winston Churchill. At the end of the day, it is not the most talented who wins, but at the end of the day, it is the most determined, it is the most perseverant who win. You can look at history, you can look at human history. History is replete with numerous examples where most talented people, naturally gifted people were languishing. They languished. They ruined their life, they ruined their career, and not so talented, mediocre, average people, they, came with flying colors in their life. History is replete with examples where most talented people were left behind in the race of success. Most talented people languished and they ruined their career. In the long run, they ruined their life as well. And mediocre people who had a plan, people who were persistent, people who were determined to achieve, people who made people know what work they are doing, who made people know, acknowledge and appreciate what they did. They came with flying colors. They, shone like bright stars in the sky of success. You might have heard about Thomas Alva Edison, who invented bulb. And you might also have heard, I think some of you might have heard about Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla did some fundamental research for Thomas Alva Edison in his laboratory in New York. That research, fundamental research done by Nikola Tesla, paved the way for great inventions, many of great inventions of Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was not more talented than Nikola Tesla. In those days, Nikola Tesla invented, a Tesla coil. That was a way of conducting electricity without wire, sort of Wi-Fi electricity carrier transport package. But Tesla was not knowing how to get the people acknowledge, how to make the people appreciate the work he was doing. And in the long run, Tesla became a bankrupt, Tesla became a broke and died penniless in a hotel in New York. And on the other hand, Thomas Alva Edison, who was at the best mediocre inventor, who was at the best average scientist, who took the credit of inventing electric bulb and many other inventions, he took to his credit. Likewise, you might have also heard the name of Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus, set sail from Spain to discover India, but he landed on the shore. He landed on the coastline of America, and he discovered America. He set out to discover India, but in the long run, he discovered America. So you might also be thinking that Christopher Columbus must be a great sailor. He must be a great mariner. No, this is not right. On the best, he was average, above average. Even he was not so good at reading coordinates. You read the book written by Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, in which there is a chapter dedicated to the exploits of Christopher Columbus. He was not very good at even reading coordinates, but he hired the best people. But he hired the most talented people to do work for him. Like Thomas Alva Edison hired Nikola Tesla to do groundbreaking fundamental research for him. But Christopher Columbus knew how to make people acknowledge. Christopher Columbus knew how to make people appreciate the work he was doing. He convinced with his communication power, he convinced with his communication skills the Queen Isabel I of Spain to launch a voyage in the name of Spanish royalty. And he also promised to the Queen that whatever land he will conquer, that land will be under the jurisdiction, that land will fall under the flag of Spanish royalty. So with his diplomacy, so with his communication skills, so with his plan, and you will also be surprised to know that his proposal was rejected 8 times by Queen Isabella I. 9th time he was succeeded in convincing Queen Isabella I that all the land conquered by him, all the land which will be discovered by him and his group of sailors will fall under Spanish royalty. So these two examples show us that only having talent is no guarantee of becoming successful in life. Only having talent, I'm not against talent. I'm simply saying I see many people. Open your eyes and look around. Open your eyes and look around. You will see many people who are gifted, who are godly gifted, who are naturally gifted. But since they do not know how to portray that talent in front of others, but they do not know how to get a right platform for the talent they have and to display that talent on that platform, and they are languishing. They are into depression, they are into frustration. So if you think that you have talent into a particular field, if you think that you have a skill, if you think that you have a naturally gifted potential talent, then don't wait for that talent to flourish on its own. Don't wait for anyone, someone, some angel or some person will come to you and will say to you, oh, you are so talented, please come, we will give you a platform. No. My dear friends, you might like it or not, life is unfair. Life is not fair, life is unfair, and life doesn't give best to the best. Life doesn't give best to the one who deserve. Life gives best to the one who can retch, who can take his due amount of share by sheer hard work, by sheer grit, by sheer determination, perseverance and planning. So if you think you are a person who has a talent in a particular field, please don't waste your time. Make a plan. Get that talent display in front of people. Make people all around you recognize your talent, acknowledge your talent, appreciate your talent. Make a big fan following around you, or make a plan how you can give, how you can execute that talent so that one day it germinate into the right soil and flourish like anything. Because having talent is one thing, but getting right platform to display that talent is totally another thing, and life at times might sound unfair. So life is sometimes unfair. If it is unfair, it is your responsibility to be perseverance. It is your responsibility to leave no stone unturned to get the right platform for you. I hope you would have liked the video. If you did like the video, please press the bell icon, like, subscribe and share. And thanks for watching.